What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here, back with more Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. This is our Rise of the Forsaken campaign. This is Warhammer Fantasy 4th Edition. I am, of course, your DM, your GM for the night, Mr. Jumbo Thick, and I am joined by the full cast and crew of the Unfortunate Fellowship, Mr. Doobie209, Mr. Jumbo Smooth, and, of course, the ever-present Pierce Galactic. If you care to briefly introduce yourselves, guys, while we prepare for combat.
I'm Jumbo Smooth, and I'll be playing the role of Marius Wolf this evening. Marius Wolf is a strapping, naked man currently.
Oh, he's naked.
And he's got his pick. He's a true son of Ulrich. His man bun is currently down with his gray flowing hair. Yep. It looks magisterial, walking among the moonlight. But yeah, I'm excited. Let's do this.
I believe I sent you a picture of Gerard Butler from 300.
Oh yes,
with his butt cheeks are out.
Exactly.
That is how I pictured it too. When they're all like built the wall out of the human corpses.
What's going on, everybody? Doobie209 here, and I will be playing Seamus McGreedy, the Overwatchman of the party, sitting on the hill on high as I stare down the scope and provide covering fire for these other two that get into the throes of combat.
And I am Pierce Galactic. I will be playing the hero, the vanguard of this battle, Ragnar Bonneau, who will happily let this pump itself be a meat shield for him as he advances right behind him. I'm sure Ragnar will try and make a leadership test with the elves and fail miserably because he's a human.
That's accurate.
Yep. He is excited to see if his plan of attack works out. Enough distraction for Marius the Mighty to assassinate the enemy general, or however we're going to do this. But yeah, let's go. Let's fight.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how you do this as well. So let's have at it. So, last we left off, the Fellowship found themselves in a mist-shrouded land after exiting the tunnels of the Old Ones. You picked up the trail of the witch hunter Cole and his co-conspirators. You followed it through this land, and it led you almost to a bog, but you needed rest. You were weary from your travels and decided to head towards a outlying cave in one of the nearby hills. Before you could reach said cave, you were ambushed by demons in the mist, creatures of legend, Famir. Fighting your way through this incursion, you found yourselves in the presence of none other than the Lore Master Teclis, the current advisor to your Emperor, Magnus. He, along with a sizable contingent of High Elf warriors, all decorated in the blue and white of a far-off land that would mean nothing to the three of you, had you accompanied them, rather not of your own choice, at least at first. And upon some investigation with Teclis, seeing that all of you were men, and that of the old world at that, came to some conclusions, and utilized Mr. Seamus's unusual talents when it comes to tracking, compared to even some of his best scouts that Teclis has at his disposal. He did give you portents of why he is here. Something very, very bad is happening. And you three might be the key to stopping it. Who knows? Picking up the trail, Seamus led you through a bog, a swamp as it was. You did manage to survive a encounter with the native inhabitants of this bog, as these giant octopus-like creatures that apparently live in the fetid water of this swamp assailed this pretty large, sizable force. For the most part, they were driven away by the combined efforts of the three of you and, of course, Master Teclis himself. You received very few casualties and headed onward. You did decide to push forward, push just a little bit farther. The night is dark. The moon is relatively obscured due to the heavy mist that just kind of encompasses this land naturally, the fog. You all discovered a encampment down in almost like a valley as you crested over one of these very low-lying hills, as it looks like there is some kind of mountain in the near distance. This encampment was obviously of Dawizar Chaos Dwarves. You could see it's a pretty good size, a force that might even rival your own. However, they do not see you. They do not know you are coming. You do, however, see in amongst the tents and the racket and clatter of drinking and singing, two very large, and these would be considered large, demon engines that you have seen the work of before. Very powerful things in possession of these Dawizar. And you've seen their weapons at work before, and you know they have supreme devastation at their grasps. But for all you know, you're taking them by surprise. Marius had shed his armor and was leading the three remaining white lions. Large, somewhat more muscular elves that had two-handed great axes and white lion pelts about their shoulders. Seamus was on the hillside along with a contingent of archers, including the scouts that you had traveled with thus far, taking up key points around the encampment as to form a kill box of a sort. Rain death from above. While Bragadine, along with the captain of this elven entourage, who goes by the name of Bel Cadarvis, are leading the spearmen, the foot soldiers, in a frontal assault that the enemy has yet to notice as of yet, but I'm sure that is about to change. In addition, you have Master Teclis on the other side of the hill, out of view. He did inform you that he was his powers, as he's been using them the entire day, and this place has a strange effect on magic to begin with, that he is somewhat taxed and does not know how much he can contribute to this fight. He is guarding the two remaining Sisters of Shalia that have traveled with you thus far. And that is where we are going to pick up. So, the stage has been set. The plan has been made. All you need to do is execute. How would you like to do this?
I'm assuming Marius is going to wait with the white lions until like the action is kind of start it off and then attack from the rear once, or the opposite side of the camp if he's in position already. So he's going to be kind of waiting, I would assume. But
how far away is Bragadine with the captain and the center of the Elven host?
With your previous stealth rolls, you do see that they do have sentries posted, but you are at least 200 feet away. Marius, you're going to be a somewhat similar distance, though for some reason Marius and the White Lions are moving much more silently than the rest of you. Seamus is in position. You can be as far out as you want, Seamus. The longbows have a similar range as your guns, so just let me know how far away from the encampment you want to be. You also have elevation on your side, so that'll make your shots a little bit easier. But there is that. And Bragadine, you would be the one most likely to notice at this point, as you are moving as quietly as you are capable, not as well as the elves with you.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see that they're in this encampment. They do have some people on watch, some lookouts. For the most part, the lookouts are the only ones that appear to be still wearing their heavy armor. Most of the other members of the encampment are going in and out of tents and kind of raucously talking to each other and jostling each one another. Not wearing this very, very intricate, thick plate armor. There's a larger tent towards the center of the encampment, and there are many fires burning around, and a large, almost pyre in the center, which is also where the two demon engines are located. They're a black and kind of silver metallic look to them, almost like living metal, as they creak and groan as like steam hisses out of their joints. They appear to, so now that you're getting much closer, it looks like they have the equivalent of an open maw of a mouth, and it's almost like a flaming skull, all made out of metal. The mouth is open wide, and almost like a barrel goes down their throat to where their gullet should be. And there is ember and ash kind of emanating from the hole. They appear to be, what it looks like they have like a combination of wheels and legs, like quadrupedal. Almost as if there is a leg, but then where there should be a foot, there is almost like a set of wheels. It's very bizarre and somewhat creepy. And the style of their make is very similar to the very interesting armor you see on the sentries. All of the sentries have what looks like blunderbusses. You would be familiar with these, Bragadine. The elves, I'm not so sure. But you've seen Thordum put them to good use occasionally in the tavern, scaring off individuals. And who knows how much more deadly these might be in the hands of these Chaos Dwarves. Yeah, so that's what you see at this point, Bragadine.
As soon as I noticed the blunderbusses, Captain, do you think you might be able to send a pair of men to engage and silently kill each of the sentries? I don't know if you've seen those type of weapons before, but they will devastate us in a blocked group like this.
There's no need, man. And he begins moving forward, along with the rest of the host.
Well, so do I.
Okay, you begin moving forward with them. Seamus, as you see them moving forward, you kind of look to your left and right. Are you doing anything, Seamus?
No, I imagine I'd probably maybe within 100 feet of this.
Okay, 100 feet, yeah. And you're kind of crouched down, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a perception test real quick, Seamus.
26 out of 56.
Okay. Out of everyone here, you're the one that's the most relaxed out of your two compatriots. You're not about to be entering melee combat, as far as you know. But with your bird's eye view, you see Bragadine and the captain and the rest of the spearmen beginning to move forward, and you can tell that they're about to be sighted. With that, how many success levels was it for you?
3.
3? Okay, let me make sure.
Exactly 3.
Okay. With that many success levels, you don't see any movement, but you suddenly hear a whistling noise off to your left and to your right. It's almost inaudible. And suddenly you see several arrows sprout from the two closest sentries to the elves moving forward. Multiple shafts sprouting from their bodies, and they are both killed instantly as they topple forward with a loud clang. And I need everyone to roll me initiative, please.
I'll say that the jig is up.
The jig is up at this point.
Seamus got a 10.
Okay. And how about my boy Marius?
Marius got a 15.
And how about the ever faithful Bragadine?
11.
Okay, so we got Marius, Bragadine, Seamus. Let's see here. Seamus. Okay. As the Dawizar scouts fall forward, multiple arrows sprouting from them, even despite their thick armor, it just penetrates straight through it. And they both fall from their kind of elevated posts that they're on. There's not like a makeshift wall or anything made up, but the tents have been arranged in a way that they could use the outside of them as a kind of makeshift fortified structure if need be. And it looks like the need is very much in B. As the two scouts fall dead, there's a resounding boom, a clang, and several of the Chaos Dwarves in the center of the encampment begin to quickly scramble. You see one of them duck into the very large tent. Many of the others are scrambling to other tents, gathering up weapons and armor as best they can. But you are all on top of them already. Marius, you are first to act. The White Lions will follow in your wake, depending on what you do. You are on the opposite side from Bragadine and those other men. There are 2 sentries on this side, Marius. I'm going to give you that, I believe we said 200 feet range. I will have allowed you to have closed to within striking distance, because you had a very good stealth roll, if I remember correctly. And currently, the men may or may not see you coming, depending on what you do. So how would you like to proceed? Are you just going to bum rush them, or are you going to try to sneak your way up to them?
I'd probably point out. I'm sure the White Lions see the guards as well, the sentries.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
There's 3 of them, right?
There's 2. There's 2 on this side.
2 White Lions, though?
Oh, yeah, you have 3 White Lions with you.
Okay. Are they doing anything currently? Or are they just waiting for me?
They're currently kind of... It's funny, Marius. you know they're with you, but you don't see them. You can just kind of feel their presence, that they are nearby.
So I am just going to stealth up as quickly and closely as I can. If I can get a strike off, without being seen, I'm going to do so.
Okay.
If the jig's up, I'll bum rush if he sees me. But
go ahead and give me a stealth roll.
Okay. That is going to be a 19 out of 46.
Okay. Apparently the sentries are looking back at the commotion of the rest of the camp, and they have been distracted as they had 2 degrees of failure. So you easily begin to move up. They are elevated a few feet off the ground, about 5 feet or so, on kind of like a not really. It's a very quickly formed platform made out of metal and wood. It's not like a palisade or anything like that, but they're kind of towards the top. They each have blunderbusses. But yes, they're 5 feet off the ground. What would you like to do, Marius?
Well, if this was like, I don't know, I would try to silence them.
Okay.
So, I think if I'm by one, I'm kind of hoping that the white lions, or at least 2 of them, are by the other,
Yeah.
And
you are naked, mind you.
That's true. I am naked. I'm assuming what I would try to do if I was Marius would be to take my pick and sweep the leg of one, and then once it fell down, just overhand strike with my pick on his chest or something like that.
Okay,
if
go ahead and
5
give
feet
me
above me or something.
Yeah, give me an attack roll, and we'll see how this goes.
Okay.
If you do enough damage,
you
will get
on anything before.
Yeah, you will get a plus 20 for this roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they're unsuspecting.
Yeah. Only took us a year and a half, but we finally did.
Just finally sneak up on something. I know.
If I get plus 20, it's 41 out of 93.
Okay. What is the total damage? Because this will determine if you just gank someone real quick.
Okay. That would be 18 damage plus armor piercing with Shrinky's on.
All right. Here's what happens. You lash out with you kind of very quietly pull your pick from your back with both hands, and you sweep it, and you smash into this dwarf's leg as you pull through, and as you hit, the pick stops. Is it? And the dwarf kind of looks down at you. There's blood pouring out of his leg, but he doesn't move. He is a stone. He is girthy. He has a lot of armor, and he's heavy as shit. And even you, Marius, cannot move him from his perch. As he, and he's hurt. Mm-hmm. But he's not hurt that bad, to be honest with you. This plate is thick as hell. So, can you do anything else? Or is that it for you?
Well, I could burn the momentum I just gained and attack again.
Okay. Now, I do believe you have to sacrifice your movement.
It's sacrifice your movement, or let me see. Let me read this here. Mm-hmm. Maybe I read it wrong. Because
if it's movement, you've already moved this round. So next round, if you want to stay still for next round, I'll let you do that.
Maybe it means something else. Maybe I misinterpreted it. It says you may immediately spend an advantage or your move to make an extra attack.
Okay.
I'm assuming advantage means momentum, but I don't know.
Yeah, it does, but I don't know. That it seems a little. I'll tell you what. I'll let you do one per round, because otherwise that's going to be I mean, that's insane. You just turn into a whirling dervish. Come on now.
Well, it only lets you do it once. You can only do one more attack. It says your blows fall one after another.
Okay. It only lets you do one. All right.
It says once per round, but it says you could to do this. You have to.
You have to expend one or the other. Okay. Well, go ahead and make me another attack then, if you would like to expend that momentum point. You don't have the plus 20 to this anymore.
Okay. All right. Cool. That'd be 53 out of 73. It's only 2 levels. So success.
He will actually get to attempt to block this time.
Okay.
And nope. Still not ready. How much damage is that?
Less so. That would be 15 damage plus armor piercing. But 1 armor piercing. All
right. The second blow as you kind of yank it free and and he's still standing up there. This time you haul back and and the pick digs into the chest. And you see kind of blood spurt out from underneath the kind of black iron helm that he's wearing, with these large tusks coming out of the mouth kind of jaw area. The helmet comes to a very tall point. Very interesting look to it. And he's still standing as you bury your pick in him and then rip it free. He looks on death's door. He kind of goes to a knee as you rip it free, but he's still barely alive.
All right. That's all I can do.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me roll for the white lions real quick. Okay. The white lions flank around to your left, Marius, as they see you striking, burying into this one. And the first one, heavy axe blow to this other sentry's chest, rips through some of the armor. The second one is deflected away as the dwarf uses his blunderbusses like a blocking instrument and shoves a kind of almost wild strike away. But the third strike takes his head off, clean from his shoulders, despite his armor, and he falls silent. However, the jig is up, very much so. And this is kind of a surprise round. So next, I'm not going to give the enemies a turn yet. They will have a turn next round. So that brings us to Bragadine. What would you like to do, Bragadine?
All right. So, am I ahead of the captain and the elves with me then?
That is up to you. Do you want to be with him? You could be down. You could be with the rest of the infantry. You could be ahead. It's up to you.
I would rather be right ahead of them or with them.
You tell me, Bragadine. Where would you like to be?
All right, Bragadine will, as he sees the sentries drop, and he hears a gasp of surprise. Imagine, perhaps, maybe tankers of bales get dropped. Here's a clash of pick on stone on armor and the muffled in the distance. I brandish my sword and I say, "At them, charge!" And start trying to close that distance.
Okay, and I will say that you guys can easily close the distance to the encampment itself. So at this point, you're right there at the edge where the dead sentries are. You see several of these dwarves coming out of these tents, armed. Some of them armored completely, some of them not so much, like they couldn't get it all on in time. Currently, you see that there are 3 that look like they're going to be moving to oppose you directly. The rest of the troops and the captain himself are dispersing into the encampment at this time as they are moving with you on your turn and finding their own battles. There is plenty to go around. You have 3 that look like they've locked eyes with you, essentially, Bragadine, at the pitiful man they see in the midst of this sea of elves. And I will give you your opportunity, Bragadine, to tell me what you would like to do in this moment as you see them moving out of a tent, we'll say just 20, 30 feet ahead of you.
I'm debating whether or not now is the time to call upon the lady. Hold on.
It is up to you.
It's odd or con. If it's even, we do the usual Bragadine we charge. And I just lost that dice. All right. So no, it fell behind the desk. It might be the lady telling me something. Oh, I rolled a 10, so we will, actually that would be a 1. You know what? I'm going to charge.
Okay. You charge at the closest one. You will notice, Bragadine, that one of them has one of these mighty blunderbusses on his person. The other 2, one of them has just an axe and shield, and then the other one has what looks like a large polearm with a wicked blade at the end that would be some kind of strange glaive. And there appears to be kind of smoldering at the tips of all of these weapons. Pick your poison.
I'm overthinking a little bit. Would I be able to get inside the reach of the polearm?
Sure.
If I engage that guy?
I will say this is a surprise round, so there's not going to be any.
I'm not married, so I'm not going to one-shot these guys.
That is also true. So it's up to you what you would like to do.
So we're going to go after the polearm guy and hope that when the blunderbuss guy shoots at us, he'll help me out by attacking them too. Yeah, the polearm guy is actually, I think, the bigger threat to me.
Okay.
So, yeah. One thing of momentum for the charge, or we just...
yeah, I'll give you... You can have a plus 10 to this. Sure.
Okay. Let me see. We're gonna have to use a fortune point. Not enough success. And that was great. So I had 1 success with that. With this, I rolled a 5 out of 77. So
okay. All right.
That's 7 levels of success.
The first one would have hit, but that's fine. Please burn all of your fortune now. I love it.
Yeah.
So how much damage is that for you, Bragadine?
That's going to be 7, 12, 16.
Okay. Let's see here. And a 5 is the head. So I will say that the guy with the glaive does not have his helmet on, actually. He has like a chest piece and and some of his greaves on, but his arms and his face are bare. So you actually do more damage than you think, just because you hit him in a place that does not have armor. As you cleave in around the kind of throat area, he isn't able to get his glaive up in time to deflect you. And he's a sturdy man, however, despite the grievous wound you've inflicted. Would you like to do anything else?
I kind of pull in close. Blessings from the lady, and I spit right in his face.
Okay. And with that, we will pull away from you, Bragadine, as the other 2 Chaos Dwarfs begin to take up positions to murder you. And we will pull back to Seamus McCready. You see all of this unfolding very quickly. Is there anything you would like to pick out, or what would you like to do?
How many of the dwarfs do I see?
The Chaos Dwarfs? There's a swarming camp right now. I will say this. It would be easier for you to tell me what you would like to see or like to pick out than for me to describe the chaos right now. So, yeah.
I will, if there's not like a big boss that's come out yet, then I will take a shot at like the guy who's fighting Bragadine.
Okay. Now, here's what if you're looking for high-level threats, you of course see immediately the two demon engines are beginning to kind of spin about and move around. They have shackles on their legs tethered to the ground, and it looks like some of these dwarves that don't have any armor or anything on are moving over and trying to unbuckle the shackles as quickly as they can. You also see movement in the large tent in the center. You can't tell what's going on completely, but you do see shadows of two shapes inside of there. And then, of course, you see the three men that are assailing Bragadine. The rest of the elves, it's give or take right now as to what is happening. So,
I don't want those chaos engines to be free.
Okay.
So I will focus my attention on those dwarves trying to unshackle them. Okay,
go ahead and make me a shot. There are 4 dwarves per engine currently trying to unleash them. So go ahead and give me an attack roll.
All right, and these are all going to be scoped.
Okay.
By the way.
Do it.
And they're not wearing armor, so I guess...
No, they have these don't have any armor on. So it's just going to be straight damage. It's going to be insane, I'm sure.
Yeah, first one's an 85 out of 107.
Yeah, it definitely hits. You can't miss at this point. So
nope, not with the skill. With the skill, I always hit.
Yeah. So what? How much damage is that?
It is 12 plus 5, 17.
So did you add your impact, the +5?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. 17. Not quite enough, Seamus. Not quite enough.
Ooh, all right.
These are hardy boys, despite even not having armor on. They're very girthy. And it's strange because they look more kind of gray than the normal dwarves that you know about in the Empire, like Thordoom and the ones from Carrick Norn that you've met in the past. And when you shoot them, they of course bleed, and this one cries out. And an 85 hits in his left leg as you just tear into him, and he kind of stumbles for a moment, but he kind of picks himself back up and begins pulling once again at the chain, heavily wounded, but still standing. Would you like to? Can you do anything else, Seamus?
No.
Okay,
I cannot.
All right, that will bring me to the top of the round, and now the chaos will resume with everyone else. So, Marius Wolf, you have an opportunity here. What would you like to do? You still have a very heavily wounded Dawizar in front of you. You do see the White Lions beginning to push into the encampment from behind. It is your choice what you would like to do.
I'm going to try to finish this guy.
Finish him off. Do it.
Okay.
Better roll good.
I rolled a 10 out of
God
73.
damn it.
It's crit.
Freaking pick. Well, he's dead. You kill him easily. As he's leveling
the Marius Wolf.
Yeah, it's true. I will say yes, but he begins to level the blunderbuss at this naked human that's been attacking him, and and almost with a forward arc as you swing the pick forward. You know, your Johnson swings in the same direction, and you pierce through the dwarf skull.
His Johnson.
His Johnson.
It's flopping around. Everyone can see it. Ooh. As he pierces through this dwarf's skull and just annihilates him, kills him. Yeah, so he's dead. Would you like to move into the camp?
Did anyone, with all the commotion of going on the front, can I tell if anyone noticed us back here?
Give me a perception test.
Okay. 12 out of perception. 64.
Okay, very good. Okay, with that, you can see, because you didn't instantly kill him, that one of the tents is kind of falling over. Looks like a couple of the spearmen have made it to the midpoint in the camp, and one of them peels in that direction. And it looks like about 5 of these Dawis are compiling out of there. These ones are heavily clad in their armor. All of them have glaives in their hands, except for one. One has a strange device. You haven't seen it before, but it looks like some kind of strange tube. Not exactly sure what it is, but you see 4 of them instantly lock onto you, Marius. 3 of them being these Dawizar, heavily plated with glaives. One of them being this creature with some kind of tube.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know if I can. I've never tried it before, but if it requires an action, that's fine. But I am going to try to transform.
Okay.
I don't know if it requires bonus action.
Yeah. So you either have to. So it requires an action to do it yourself. If you take damage, you can just allow it to happen.
Okay.
So that's up to you.
Do I see any, is there any, I know there's a little bit of, a little palisade or a little stand next to me. Mm-hmm. Is there anywhere I can take, a little bit of cover?
Oh, yeah. You could easily kind of step behind it and kind of shield yourself for now. It looks like they might be able to get to you, but it hopefully should stop, or it should give you bonuses to not being shot, essentially. Okay. If that's what you're worried about.
That's what I'll do. Then I'll probably hide behind there until next turn so I can transform.
Okay. All right. As Maris kind of ducks back down after silencing a Dawi, that's 1 down.
Yep.
Just to add a mechanic to this, I'm just going to tell you guys now. You will need to kill 10 of these out of the 3 of you. You will need to kill 10 Dawizar. Regular troops, in addition to the special units that I have to finish this encounter. No matter what's going on in the background, you will have to physically do all of that. So that's 1 down, 9 to go.
We can do it.
I've got faith in you. So there is this. So that will bring me to several of the Dawizar are moving at this point. One of them being the creature with the tube, Marius, as the group that are attacking you get to go now. It's their turn. You kind of glance over the side of the kind of makeshift palisade, the blood of your now slain foe kind of dripping down the side. And as you glance over, you see the dwarf kind of pointing towards you, and he's just belching something in this very harsh language it sounds like Khazlid, but it can't be. And as he does, the other 3 kind of give him a wide berth, and he gets to a knee, takes the tube and puts it up on his shoulder. And Marius, I need you to give me well, actually, no, you don't give me anything because this is a ranged attack. And okay, Marius, a tube. The back end of the tube explodes out with flame as a rocket is shot out of this rocket launcher in your direction. Boom! There's an astounding boom, an explosion as you glance, and then your eyes go wide, and then the palisade, you and everything in the area is detonated.
Blown away.
You are going to take 20 wounds.
Fuck. All right.
And you have
not cool, bro.
And you have a burning.
It's going.
You have a burning condition.
All right.
As the rocket launcher goes off, it has a very high chance to explode before it gets to you. It's just I rolled pretty good on that. My apologies. You are decimated, Marius. I'm assuming you're still standing, though.
Yeah, I'm still standing.
You're still standing, as everything is just nuked around you.
Not by a lot.
And you're not wearing any clothes, so it's like pieces of your flesh are burning right now.
You're Johnson.
You're Johnson, yeah, exactly. The hair is singed all around it. It's gone now.
Ew. Smells like burnt hair now.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's horrible. The 3 other dwarves are going to move in and try to kill you now, Marius. As they think they're coming in to finish off something that should be dead. So I need you to I need you to give me a defensive roll as the first one moves in.
All right. I'm going to use my pick. 46 out of 73.
Easily. You're able to parry this one aside. I rolled really shitty on this attack as you and just it's almost like the adrenaline is keeping you going as you bounce aside this glaive. I need you to defend yourself again as there's a second glaive coming in.
All right. Not quite as good. 57 out of 83.
Let me make sure. Don't you have a talent that doesn't allow enemies to get advantage in groups on you?
Yeah, I have
that
Combat Master.
That makes all the difference right now, Marius, as what would have probably killed you is instead a critical fail. And let me roll on the table real quick. It's not bad, but oh no, it's bad. He actually hurts himself as he kind of swings for you and kind of trips over some debris and kind of stabs himself a little bit with with kind of one of the sharp, pointy places on his glaive that serve no purpose other than to look scary. And the third is going to attempt to attack you now, Marius. Defend yourself one more time.
Let's see. Oh, I rolled an 11.
Okay. He's going to shed a piece of his armor. So roll me a D100.
Okay.
And we'll see where it comes off of.
18.
18. All right. So that is his left arm as you pierce through and tear through. How much damage is that?
That would be 11.5. That's 21 damage. Plus armor piercing.
Woo! It's a lot, but for these guys, surprisingly not as much as you'd think.
Yeah, I can imagine.
As you tear through, and he kind of bounces back, takes a couple steps back. He's still standing, but he looks hurt. So that is their turn. It is now Bragadine Bonneau. It is your turn.
All right. I got 3 angry, armored chaos dwarves around me. One's hurt pretty bad in the head.
Yes.
One has a blunderbuss. Mm-hmm. One has the axe and shield, chaos dwarf style.
Yes.
All right. Shit.
You can assume that the halberd, obviously in melee with you, very close, and the dwarf with the axe and shield are also in melee with you. The guy with the blunderbuss is not in melee with you. He is circling around to get a good shot.
All right. Well, we're gonna finish off Mr. Halberd.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an attack roll. Now, I will say this, Bragadine, because this doesn't come up very often. You can choose to make an aimed attack with melee. You just have to take a -20 to the roll if you want to if you want to attempt to hit a unarmored spot.
Then I already hit him in the head.
You've sliced him once in the head, so you know his head's open and his arms are open as well. If you want to make an aimed attack, or you can leave it to the fate of the dice.
Attack his head.
Okay. Yeah.
No. We rolled a 12.
Okay.
So that's let me see, 5 levels of success.
With 5 levels, you are able to push through. How much damage is it?
All right, let me see here. So 5, 10, 14.
Oh, Braggadine, you're one short. You're one short. You're one short, man.
Oh, God.
They're tough. I will say, even without the armor, this is a tough being. This is a tough customer. As you slice, and it's almost reminiscent of the ogre you slew at one point.
What did I run into?
The skin is just so tough as you lash out, and he's hurt bad, like he's on death's door here, but not quite. Would you like to do anything else, Braggadine?
I'm not going to disengage. I don't want to. Wait, if I disengage, is that all my momentum or just one?
If you want to disengage, it's going to be all. You just burn it all, and then you're able to get away scot free.
I'm pretty good actually right now with my. I will basically just kind of shift around, stay in melee with these two, but see if I can kind of move around where hopefully the guy with the blunderbuss is not getting directly behind me to point at my back.
Yeah, and normally that would be a good thing, except for it appears that this creature doesn't care if he shoots his companions. So as you're trying to maneuver yourself around, you see the dwarf with the shield and the axe sees what's about to happen, and he's going to use his movement to step away from you. He's going to attempt.
Attack?
Yeah, he's going to attempt to dodge. He has to attempt to dodge, so you can make an attack though.
Okay.
Agility is not good.
So I got 97 out over 2, so that's 9 levels of success.
And you got a 2 out of 97, or you got a 97
I rolled. Okay, I'm sorry. I rolled 2.
Oh, okay.
Out of 97.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's
so that is going to be a hit. A 97 is his right leg, which is covered.
Well, I rolled a 2. My what I had to beat was 97. Excuse me.
Oh, that's right. 2. That's right.
I got 9 levels of success.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me what's the total damage?
18 wounds.
18 wounds, Braggadine. You do break the surface of the armor and everything. This is like heavy plate.
I mean,
as you cleave into him, and you must have hit a gap or something. As you feel flesh underneath as you kind of bite into his neck, kind of where the kind of coif is underneath. And he still pulls away. He doesn't look good, but he doesn't look bad. He's not quite bloodied. And as
he's fine. He's fine then.
He's pretty much fine. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let me make sure. There's a lot of math here. All right. It's important though. Okay. As he does so, he kind of pulls away, and the creature with the blunderbuss immediately opens up in your direction. Oh yeah, it's gonna hit.
Of course it is.
As he just wantonly opens up across you and the dwarf with the glaive, whose eyes go wide as he sees the sounding boom from this blunderbuss. You are going to take 16 wounds. You can negate it with your toughness and armor, and it will hit your chest. So I'm assuming that's the place that you have the most armor anyway.
Oh yeah, that's hard to do. Okay.
Apparently you take some of the blast, but the dwarf next to you somewhat spin around, and he takes the majority of it because he's cleaved in half from the explosion from the tip of this blunderbuss. And the dwarf with you is dead, and that will count towards your total of kills.
I'm fine. I'm still standing.
Still standing. As you do lose a point. You do lose some momentum for that, just so you know.
Okay.
And that is that, because I already had to move away, so we'll leave that alone. That will bring us to Seamus McCready. Seamus, to give you an update on what is happening, you do see all of these things take place.
RPGs.
You do. They have and they do have RPGs. And Seamus, after you see that one launch out towards Marius,
that was nuts, bro.
Seamus, you look down and you see that one of the siege engines is about to be freed. It's not the one that you shot. The guy that you shot is kind of taking his time, and the other that particular demon engine is not freed yet. The one is about to be freed, though, that you haven't taken any shots at yet. However, you also see 2 more of these Dawizar coming out of a tent next to the big tent. And they each have tubes on their shoulders. And they're just kind of pointing them up into the mountaintops. It's not their turn yet, but I might be rolling to see if a RPG detonates next to you at some point, just so you know. Mm-hmm. So make your choice now, what you would like to do now.
Well. Gosh. I mean, everything's gone tits up since round 1.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot that rocket in the air, bro, you know?
I have to reload my gun, though.
You have to reload it.
I'd be sick, bro.
That's the problem. I don't know when these guys' turn's gonna be.
Yeah.
Damn it. Alright, so I'm 100 feet away, correct?
100 feet. 100 feet to the encampment.
2 turns to get down there. Well, I rolled a reload, and
okay.
I rolled a 23 out of 76.
Okay, is that how many success levels is that for you?
It's 5. If I can throw my momentum on there, then it's 6 levels.
Yes, you can. You can use your momentum for your reloads. So yes, you are able to reload your Thunderer. You're able to quickly pack in a new round, and it's ready to go. It does take your action to do so, since it is a very powerful weapon. So you still have your free action and your movement if you'd like to do anything else.
I'm going to use my movement to get a little closer.
Okay. So you're going to break your concealment, Seamus?
Well, not get close. I'll kind of start when they're looking with those rockets.
Can you
looking at me?
No, they're just kind of looking up into the hills because there are arrows raining down into the encampment right now. Not, that's about it.
If they're not looking at me, then I'm going to stay where I am.
Okay. All right. And that brings us to let's see if the siege engine, the demon engine, gets freed yet. I'm rolling really shitty on that, so they do manage to uncouple a few more of these chains around these demon engines. One of them only has one chain left on it. The other one still has 2, but they are almost free. However, Seamus, let's see how lucky you are. Seamus, go and roll me a D100. I want you to roll it.
It's a 32.
32. Okay. Make sure. All right. It is. I know it's messed up, isn't it? With a 32, you see as both of these chaos dwarves kind of just pointing these weapons, these rocket launchers, in random directions in the hills, just boom, boom, explosion of fire, and these rockets, and they are literal like firecracker rockets, like practical joke size rockets that come out of these tubes, and flies into the hill nearby. And Seamus, you feel the heat from the explosion, as many of the elves to your left that were in the hills are no longer there. They are all dead, as the explosion envelops them, and bits of the earth and probably body parts showers you nearby. The other rocket is shot in the opposite direction in the hills across the way at the other assailants. And as the tubes are expelled, the creatures kind of just drop them on the ground and begin to take up axe and shield, almost as if they only have a single use. And that is their turn. And let me check on this. Okay, yep, we're still good on that. And that brings us now to the top of the round with Marius Wolf.
All right. I assume take burn damage?
Yes, you will. So let me roll this d10 real quick. You take 4 wounds. But you can negate it with your toughness, so it goes down to a minimum of 1.
Okay. I would like to do that burn and resolve then.
Okay.
To stop the fire.
All right. You kind of just shake, and then the fire kind of goes out around your testicles.
Mm-hmm. I would like to just cry out, Ulrich, give me your strength, and then try to transform.
Okay. Since you took damage, this will use your free action. Yeah, you took a shitload of damage. This will be your free action. So your body begins to pivot and kind of crunch down as it begins to expand and the flesh begins to tear. And within moments, a large creature, some of the dwarves kind of take a few steps back, the ones that are in melee combat with you, and kind of look up at the white wolf that is Marius now, as you tower more than a few feet. You're probably more like 4 feet taller than these creatures now. They look hardy, but you look terrifying, with a very wicked scar across your left eye, where it's still somewhat kind of milky from the previous wound you've taken. You do have your pick in your hand, but it is now considered a one-handed weapon. It is no longer two-handed. You are a large creature now. So yes, you have your action. If you'd like to do anything else.
Okay, yeah, I would like to lash out with my pick.
Okay.
At the closest one, I guess.
Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Okay.
It will attempt to block.
Do I get any bonuses for attack?
They're smaller than you, so you get a plus 20 to hit now.
Okay. So that would be 18 out of my previous momentum. Do I keep my previous momentum? I guess that's.
You lose 1 from being exploded,
okay.
But you can keep the rest.
Yep, I got that one already maxed off. So that would be 18 out of 123.
Just that's insanity. Yes,
it's with my defense momentums and.
Yes, of course it hits. How much damage is it?
That would be. It's double strength, right?
Yes. While you're shifted, it's double strength.
So that would be. Uh, 38 points of damage.
As the wolf,
Did he kill 2 of them?
He kills 1. You do kill 1. As you bring it down, and it just caves in through the top of his head, and his body just collapses down like an accordion. The armor kind of shafts up around him as it plummets into the ground, easily killing 1.
Question.
Yes.
Can I use my claw in my other hand to swipe at another one?
Sure, why not?
Hell yeah, brother.
It's your offhand, so we still do the rules for offhand, so it's a -20. But yes.
But I'm ambidextrous. So
do you have ambidextrous?
hell yeah, I'm ambidextrous. That's why I can punch so well.
Damn it!
Yeah, bro, that's a strong hand too.
That's my strong hand.
I forgot. Fine, use it. Whatever.
I love this battle already.
This is ridiculous.
Not to change on this, bro. Be careful.
This one's 42 out of 133.
Oh, how much damage is it? He can't. He just, unless I get crits on these, they're not going to be able to block them.
Yeah. This is less so because it's just my hand, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be so much less.
It's gonna be less so. Let me see. It's that's 32 damage.
Yeah. You also
with
reach out with your claws and drive your hand through the chaos plate armor of one of the other remaining Dawizar as it punches straight through, and you feel his spine in your hand as your claws grasp around it and you pull it through his body in the sickening marionette motion. Yes, exactly.
Rip it out and cry out.
You rip it out. And it's like his armor as you've killed another one instantly.
I think I am not going to use my combat master or furious assault. I mean, and just stick with my move. Well, there's one next to me, I guess. Can I do that? Question. I'll ask you as the DM, because I made my right hand attack, my left hand attack, and then I have furious assault, which lets me make another additional attack.
That's what it says.
Is that the way you'd see it?
That's what it says.
Well, doesn't he have dodge as a wolf?
I'll let you.
Go ahead and do it.
Yeah. Reach out, flavor, and
he gets a bite attack now.
Bite attack?
Bite attack, you bastard.
So I'll sacrifice one of my momentums.
Okay, that's fine.
So that will be 41 out of 130.
Yeah. This guy at this point, as you move back, I'm assuming this is with your pick.
This was my mouth.
Oh, you're actually going to bite his head off. Cool.
I'm gonna try to.
Yes.
He almost shits his pants. If a chaos dwarf could feel fear, he's definitely doing it as he drops his glaive and takes a few steps back after you instantly kill his two companions. How much damage is that?
It would be the same, 32.
Yeah.
Damage.
You bite his head off. Easily, kind of, and then he's, it's like that Jurassic Park moment where he just kind of backs away for a moment, and the head just comes off as it rips free in your mouth. It's horrible for everyone watching.
Yeah.
Yes,
I would just like to roar out,
Of course, as you cry out.
Exactly. I don't know if I can make audible noises or not, but I'm gonna say,
you cannot speak in this form, just so you know.
Okay, then it's just a roar. It's just a roar. It's just a roar then.
Yeah. Yes, as your hybrid werewolf form, towering white wolf coated in blood now.
For my movement, can I move up to the guy who shot me with the rocket launcher?
Sure. Yeah, easily. Yeah, you easily kind of push through the corpses, and you're next to him, and he's kind of panicking at this point.
Yeah, and that's where I like to finish my turn.
All right. Go ahead and roll a d4 for your regeneration, as you are not on fire right now. So
I'm on fire. All right. I rolled it.
Okay. And that brings us to the rocket launcher guy, who drops the rocket in terror. He straight up fails his cool test, which he's probably should at this point. And he's going to try to run away from you. However, as he does, Marius, he reaches into a satchel at his side and just kind of it looks like he's fumbling in the satchel. And as he does, he kind of drops it, and he drops a whole bag of these round cylindrical objects at your feet.
Yeah.
He's going to try to run away now, so you do get a free attack.
Okay. Yeah. I might as well. All right. Let's see. 39 out of 130. Actually, no. 143. Yeah,
he's dead. That doesn't matter.
Okay.
You kill him instantly. As he goes to run away, you just impale him with the pick, and he's just. And as he does, you look down, Marius. Let me roll for it. You know what?
Oh shit!
Let me have you roll for it. I need you to roll me a d10, Marius, to see if one of these sparks off.
Oh, God.
You know, if it's above a 5.
I rolled a 2. Whatever that
God
means.
Damn it! Bullshit!
Does it go off, bro?
They're either all duds or he just didn't have time to spark them. As they kind of just clatter at your feet. Lots of grenades laying at your feet. It is at this point I should point out that much of the encampment is on fire. There's fire everywhere now, and Marius, at the end of your turn, after you've killed all of these people, before we move to Bragadine, you would see Bragadine. Actually, you would see because you're facing the main tent. It's a good distance away from you, but you see one of the demon engines free itself finally. And as it does, there's this kind of strange, almost like multi-voiced scream rains out. And as it does, it kind of stomps down and kills a few of the dwarves that were trying to unhinge it. And it begins looking around. You're not sure exactly what the hell it's doing. But you also see Bragadine through the tent flap that kind of flies wide. There is a Dawizar that looks like he has a more distinguished hat than the rest of them. He's got a little cape on his back, and he has what looks like a little staff in his hand. There's a little glowing orb on the staff. It's a black, almost glow to it, which is kind of strange to look at, but he has it,
like
and
he looks like bad news.
He might look like bad news as he kind of looks out from the tent flap and then comes back inside of it. And go ahead and give me a perception test, Bragadine, just to see if you glimpse something else.
Okay. I'm doing the math here. It might be really good. Oh, thank goodness. It's 66 under 74.
Okay. All right. Now, is that with your eyes or is that your ears?
They're equal now, so that could.
Oh, they're equal? Okay. Okay.
I lost my because I lost my ear.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
that's
I'm
right.
down to yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so with a critical success, Bragadine, you see as the tent flap opens and the creature kind of looks out, you can see beads of sweat on its face. It's kind of charcoal-like beard that's been twisted into knots and has decorations in it. Kind of sway violently as it glances back and forth. There is almost like the firelight in between you and it that is illuminating it. And as it does, the light seeps into the tent behind it. And just for a moment, especially with a critical success, you see what looks like some kind of armor. It's hissing, like steam coming off of it, similar to the demon engines that you're seeing. There's something else inside that tent. You just get a glimpse. And then the flap closes as the sorcerer ducks in. And that's what you see.
All right.
So it is now your turn, Bragadine. You still have two Dawizar within your immediate vicinity. You have the one with the blunderbuss, who's currently fidgeting with it, attempting to reload, and you have the one with the sword, or excuse me, the axe and shield.
All right, let's that blunderbuss. Let's see if we can take care of that.
Okay.
How close is he? Is he like melee?
I'm going to say it's you can easily cover the distance, probably within like 10-15 feet, not very far.
And I'm not in melee with the shield and.
No, he had disengaged in an attempt to not get blasted.
Boy goes down. All right.
Okay.
Let me see. It's not the best. Let me see. 37 under 97. 6 levels of success.
6 levels of success. You easily tear it into him. How much damage is that?
That would be 15.
15 wounds, Bragadine. He doesn't have armor on his arms, and you actually take him in his right arm as he's fidgeting with the blunderbuss, trying to reload it. He doesn't have a helmet either, similar to the guy with the glaive. He just has like a chest piece and some of his greaves on, and you tear into the arm. And he kind of hisses at you, growls at you low. He's still very much standing. He looks hurt, somewhat.
I'm hoping maybe that will have slowed down his loading too, but we'll see.
We'll see.
All right, I will pull up my shield and slightly pivot so I'm basically so the guy with the shield and axe can't hack me in the back. Or I might be able to, when he comes at me, I'll be at a better defensive position.
And it is, in fact, his turn. So, Bragadine, go ahead and defend yourself as an axe is swung at your back.
Praise the lady. 22 out of 107.
Okay, good.
With my sword, not my shield.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll me a D100. We'll see where it hits.
All right. 76.
76. He will shed a piece of his armor on his body to not have you kill him instantly. So how much damage is that as you kind of duck in and kind of slice through his midsection?
2. 8. 12. 17.
Okay, 17 damage. He's still standing, despite the wounds you had given him previously. But he looks hurt. He looks pretty hurt, Bragadine, on a return stroke. And that is all he can do, as he kind of brings himself back, clutching his shield close to his chest, covering up the wound you inflicted. The guy with the blunderbuss... how much momentum do you have, Bragadine?
5.
Okay, yeah, he can't disengage from you. So instead, he is going to drop his blunderbuss, and he's going to take a small cylindrical object out of his pouch on his side, and he presses his finger on something, and there's a spark on a wick. as he's holding a grenade. And he tosses it at your feet, and then he goes to run away. So you do get an opportunity attack.
We got 57 under.
It hits. Just tell me what the damage is.
Yeah. Okay, I'm doing the math here. 6, 10, 15 wounds.
Okay. You slice across his back, and he looks it's about the same as before as the other guy. It looks like you've hurt him, but he keeps going. He doesn't go very far because he's a little dwarf. He gets about 25 feet from you, just kind of running away as far as he can. And that is the end of his turn. And let me roll my d10.
Dud. Please be a dud.
You know what? Let me have you roll a d10, Bragadine. I want to see what happens. Roll low for me.
I got a 2.
You
good?
bet. That's
rolled a
good.
2?
That's good. That's good. Low is good, Bragadine, as the wick kind of and then just kind of fizzes out before it gets to the actual grenade.
I shot a predator lady.
Yes.
Thank you, my lady.
And the dwarf kind of mumbles something. You hear, and he kind of looks over his shoulder. The guy with the axe and shield is like face. If his ashen face could be red, it would be, as he was going to kill you with him. But that is that. So that will bring us now to Seamus McCready. There is a demon engine on the loose. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There are numerous targets down below. Marius has just cleaved his way through 4 dwarves in the span of a single round. I just want to point that out to everyone listening. Heavily armored cast dwarves, 4 in a single round. Killed 4. And you do see movement in the tent, the large tent in the center, Seamus. And you do see that Bragadine, it appears that he's doing well enough on his own for now. But what would you like to do? There still is another demon engine that is not free yet, but it looks like it will be next round.
Well, since people like to duck inside of tents now, DM learned from his mistake before.
I did. Glad he did.
I am going to burn a resilience point and shoot the freed chaos engine.
Okay, all right. So you're going to shoot the demon engine. Instant crit. It's big, so you would have had a plus 20. Actually, yeah. It's a large target, so you would have had a plus 20 to this. Actually, no, wait. These are one size larger than that, so that would have been a plus 30. So you have a plus 30. What is the maximum damage you can get with a plus 3?
So what I was currently at, the maximum damage would have been 20.
Okay, so your damage would be 23 then.
And then I don't know how you want to do the impactful part.
If you're burning a resilience, I'll give you the most you can do. So that'd be a 9. So an additional 9. So 23 plus 9. So you're looking at 32.
Sounds good.
32 damage towards the demon engine. I'll say this: you're the one that's free, or the one that's not free.
The one that's free, just because it's eventually going to start killing people.
It's it's going around, and it's like squishing like elves and stuff that are walking by, and dwarves as well. It's kind of wantonly killing everything. There's a reason why they had it staked down. But as it kind of rips free, you see as it kind of raises up. It raises up on its kind of hind wheeled feet. And you see on its underside, there is it looks like it must be like a glowing weak point.
Yes.
and you take aim and just boom. Massive damage, I'll mind you. The engine almost cries out. You almost hear like a reverberation. Everyone in the camp does as the thing kind of stumbles backwards. And it looks like magma for blood spills out from underneath this thing and begins to coat the ground underneath as it kind of goes back down to its four-legged kind of stance as it wheels around. It looks heavily damaged, but it's still up. Mm-hmm. And it notices you at this point, Seamus.
All right. That's it for me. All I can do.
All right. 32. Let me make sure I've got this right. It's hurt. It's hurt bad.
Does it start melting in the magma blood?
No, it does not. It's immune to its own magma blood. I'm sorry. Sorry to tell you that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's hurt. It's hurt bad. Okay. Is that the end of your turn? You staying put?
Yeah, that'll do it.
Okay. After that, it is now the demon engine's turns. The one is not free yet. It's still attempting. The other one that you heavily wounded begins to wheel about, and it begins to move in a straight line towards you. Seamus. It topples over a few tents, and it leaps. And boom! It's outside of the... It's outside of the encampment. It still has probably, 50, 60 feet to get to you. But yes. It's there. And as it does, the kind of cannon-like head pivots towards you. And I have to deal with a screaming child. One moment. We will come back to this.
Oh, the suspense.
Well. I can't believe you gave him RPGs, bro. Oh my gosh.
All those video games paid off, bro. You hit that weak point.
Well, it still goes strong with 32 damage.
It's very true.
You tried for months to grenade launcher, bro. Tried for months. And,
I know.
But he gives them a RPG.
I complain. Bullshit.
It's ridiculous.
Well, I wanted a simple grenade launcher. It didn't have to be an explosive one, maybe a flashbang.
Oh, okay.
And then he laughs at me.
Yeah.
I get mocked.
Mocked.
You mocked me.
We're back.
You bastards.
We're back. All right. Mm-hmm. As I just left off. Sorry, leave you on a bit of a cliffhanger. The demon engine, as it pivots towards you, Seamus, is going to shoot a gout of liquid magma in a stream in your direction. I need you to give me a dodge roll.
Liquid hot magma. Oops, not that. Oh, I'm gonna have to do a fortune point on that one. That was a crit fail. Alright, again. Oh, I still failed. I didn't crit fail though, but I still failed.
Okay. How much did you fail by?
It was a 68 out of 62. Okay.
Seamus, you panic as you see the magma launching forward. You almost have a moment of almost like PTSD moment the last time this happened to you. Mm-hmm. And you trip. And as you do, you roll to the side and you roll down the hill just a little bit. And in doing so, you are missed by the stream of magma, as I had more failures than you did by 2. So you're good. As it sizzles nearby, you and begin to pick yourself up. It is at this point that the sorcerer comes out of the tent looking around, and looks up in your direction, Seamus, but he's not looking at you. He's looking past you. And you see his eyes go wide, Bragadine, as he, and then he begins to look around very quickly, reaches into his robes and begins incanting something. And you're not sure what he's doing, but he's incanting something. At the same time, the tent that he just left, the entire tent explodes outwards and kind of falls to the wayside, as there is what looks like a mechanical suit of armor. It is standing 10 feet tall. There is a almost deep forge-like glow coming from the inside of it, and steam is hissing off of the joints as there are gears and mechanisms and servos kind of working back and forth. As the armor turns, you see that there is a dwarf in the center of it, a chaos dwarf with a very elaborate hat and a mouth that is dripping with what looks like soot all across his lips and his beard. There's a glow in his eyes, and there is a green stone embedded in his forehead that looks very familiar to all of you. And as he's working the servos on this machine, he begins to spin around, and let's see who he sees. He sees Bragadine.
That's right.
Bragadine, Coalmouth, the Despot, looks down at you across the encampment, sees you and all these other elves around. And you see as his shoulder, something kind of shifts, and a tube from his back filters over the top and locks into place. And as it detonates, Bragadine, you're going to take 18 wounds as you are engulfed in a burning inferno as a rocket has been shot at you. And you are burning. Are you conscious, Bragadine?
Can I use a fate point to make this miss?
Theoretically, you could. Yes, you can. If you would like to have it miss. Okay. Yep. I'll say this. It streams past you and detonates behind you, killing God knows who else. But you do feel the heat behind you as you... And at the same time, you witness as... Let's see what he sees. Oh, yeah. His eyes spin around to the left, and he sees Marius, the giant wolf, lumbering up kind of behind him. And he moves his left arm, and as he does, you see that there's no fist at the end of it, there's just a hole. As he points what looks like a cannon towards Marius Wolf. Oh, Jesus. You do get a dodge in this, Marius.
All right.
Go ahead and give me a dodge. It better be good, is all I can say. It better be good as shit.
Is it a crit, bro? I mean, if it's a
it better be good, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, God. Well, I did roll a 33, bro, out of 100.
Oh, God damn!
123.
I rolled a 44. So, but you, I mean, I always give it to you guys so they even out, and perhaps it's your more feral instincts as you see the barrel kind of lifted towards you. You leap to the side as you hear a boom, and there's just smoke billowing out the end of this. And you feel a large projectile pass within inches of you, Marius. and go off into the distance, impacting somewhere. You hear screams behind you. And
behind me.
yeah, there's definitely explosion as well, as if the cannon has been dissipated. And as he does so, he kind of squares up with the wolf that is Marius. And his right hand folds out into a giant warhammer. It's massive.
Jesus Christ.
And
Freaking dreadnought. Warhammer.
He is going to begin to sprint towards you, Marius, and he's going to try to kill you. And I need you to defend yourself. You can't, since you're a large creature, you can defend yourself easily, or you can make a dodge. It's your choice.
I'll defend with the pick.
Okay.
What are these elves doing? I thought elves were supposed to be like, you know...
They're fighting everyone else right now.
What the fuck are these elves doing? 63 out of...
It's going to be something crazy. I think you're good.
What? 123.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. As you manage to parry the blow aside, there's strength behind this. As the Despot Coalmouth kind of squares up with you, and you hear as he opens his mouth, Marius. Oh, this must have been the ones that got away. And you can hear him. You hear his language in your head. You can understand it, and you see the green stone in his forehead glowing as he does so. And that is the end of his turn.
All right.
Yeah, so that's the now we're back at the top of the round with Marius Wolf.
All right. Kaiju fight.
Kaiju fight. Let's do it.
Gonna attack him.
Go ahead and attack him.
That is gonna be a 21 out of.
Oh yeah, it hits.
120.
It hits. Give me
so
your damage here.
Right. Okay. 21.
Mm-hmm.
37 damage plus armor piercing.
37 damage. Jesus.
Yeah.
He's still okay. He's okay.
Yeah, I'm sure.
As you
Trying to get the boy.
with the 37, that's going to be his right arm, which is
with Drengi's on.
Yeah, with Drengi's on. This is the arm that has the warhammer on it. As you rip into the servos and whatnot, and you see a piece of it begin to buckle, and it kind of looks like some of the pistons aren't firing properly. As he and he kind of screams out in pain. Would you like to do anything else?
Hand attack.
Okay, go ahead and give me another attack roll.
Oh man, too bad it's claw attack. I rolled a 20 out of.
Oh, too bad.
It's not crit. It's not crit. You know,
oh no.
I know.
Oh, how much damage is it, you bastard?
It's the same. 30. No, it's not. It's not the same. Never mind. It's let's see. So. 26 damage.
26 wounds. The armor soaks up quite a bit, but not that much when it comes to that. What you got going there? As he kind of and you tear into. This time it's his left arm. It's the one that has the cannon on it. As you and you see pieces of it kind of fall away as he takes a few steps back. Is that going to be it for you?
No, I like to sacrifice my.
Of course not. Why not?
Assaults.
Go ahead and give me another attack roll.
This one I am going to use Dringies on, and I rolled a 50.
Of course.
Which is a crit.
Of course.
So that would be...
All right. Let's roll a D100, see where it hits first.
Okay. 73.
Okay. Yes, that's the body. Good for him. He's going to shed a piece of that armor. As you cave into the body. How much damage is it?
That would be... sorry, mathing.
So much math.
Yeah. Not quite as much, so that would be 29 damage.
Oh, not quite as much. It's only 29 damage. As you right into the body, cleaves away a good piece of the armor, and you feel flesh and blood underneath as he and this black kind of nasty blood begins coughing out of his mouth as he takes a few more steps back. He's still standing.
All right. That will finish my turn.
Oh, I'm glad it's finished your turn.
As I roar at him,
You roar at him as he... that brings me to... Bragadine. It's actually your turn. You still have a dwarf within your midst.
I'm going to reach down to my hip. I'm going to place my hand on my reliquary. I can't say it right now. Reliquary.
Yes.
And I'm going to invoke it.
Okay.
Prayer to the lady.
As you do so, it's a free action to do so. As you begin to crackle with lightning, and energy envelops you, and you feel the warmth of the lady by your side.
That's a willpower check, right?
It is a willpower check.
I'm using that fortune. I rolled 9. I rolled an 86 the first one. So that is unused gone. So that would be 4 levels of success.
Okay. So you have 4 armor.
4 turns.
Yeah, you have 4 armor,
4 armor
about your person. All places. As you are shielded currently.
And let's finish, I'm engaged. How far away is the sorcerer from me?
The sorcerer is towards the center of the encampment. He's not very far from Marius, actually, where Marius and Coalmouth are duking it out. The sorcerer is still chanting to himself. You do notice that one of the demon engines has just fleeing. It's gone. It left the camp. The other one is literally pulling free of its bonds as we speak. It's going to be a problem very soon.
I want to try and finish off this dwarf in front of me.
Okay, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
It's definitely not as good. Still out of 127. 5 levels of success.
All right. You slice through this dwarf's throat, Bragadine, as he attempts to bat aside your blows, and you slice cleanly through, opening up his throat. He kind of gurgles in his mouth as he falls dead at your feet. Would you like to do anything with your movement?
Oh, yes. So there is a still bound. What I understood is there's still a still bound demon engine.
It is literally about to pull free, but yes.
How far away from me is that?
It would be within your full movement to get to that. Essentially, the two things that you can get to in this moment, the two important things, that is, unless you want to just go slay some other Chaos Dwarves just randomly running around here. It would take your full movement to get to the Demon Engine. It would take you about 20 or 30 feet to get to the Sorcerer, if you want to move towards him. Okay, you want to move towards him?
Because there'll be a little bit of a shield, too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of move towards him, and he sees you, but he doesn't acknowledge your presence too much as you're kind of stumbling towards him.
Can't interrupt his casting then. Shoot. Yeah.
Unfortunately, not yet. Okay. That is the end of your turn, so that will bring us to Seamus. All of the other random Chaos Dwarves are dead, so it is now your turn. You know that the Demon Engines and everyone else will be going next. What would you like to do, Seamus?
Is that Chaos or Demon Engine within 5 feet of me?
No, it is within, like, I believe we said 60 feet.
Oh, 60. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It has eyes only for you, Seamus.
Yeah, I used the scope last time, so I technically can't move this turn.
No, it's on the same turn.
On the same turn.
So this turn, you can move now.
Okay. I will move away from it.
All right.
And at the same time, I'm going to try to reload.
Okay, give me a ballistic skill roll.
Oh, damn. Is it? If I crit, I get to shoot it on the same turn?
Yes, you do.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, damn. Sorry, man. You do reload it, though. You pack it well. You pack it quick. You do not falter. And you begin moving away.
I'll use my full movement to get away from it, and then just get ready to hopefully kill it next turn.
Okay, and it looks pretty hurt. I mean, you landed a heavy blow on it. All right. I will say this: Are you retreating up the hill, like where Teclis and the sisters are, or are you retreating like in a different direction?
I'm probably to the side. I don't want to get too far away from those guys.
Yeah. Okay,
so
that's
I
fair.
would move to the side.
Okay, yeah. I'll take that into account. All right. As you begin moving away, it is now the Demon Engine's turns. Seamus, you know what you need to do. You need to make me a dodge roll. As the one chasing you moves again and it's going to disgorge its contents.
It's a 27 out of 72.
Oh, you bastard. So close. I'm within one success level of getting you each time now. As it behind you, as you kind of tuck and roll down the hill a little bit, and there's just a stream of liquid magma just coats all the way almost a couple feet past you even. As the creature kind of stomps the ground a little bit upset. Meanwhile, the other creature at this point frees itself. Marius, did you roll your D4 for your regeneration this round?
I just did. I rolled a 2.
Okay, good. Let's see if we can shave some of that off as the second Demon Engine pivots behind you and is going to attempt to disgorge its contents on you. You can make a dodge roll.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. That is going to be a 57 out of 123.
Okay, yeah, you do. You managed to dodge away. Yeah. I will say this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let you tell me where you want to be. As this gout of magma is dispersed towards you, he's aiming for you. So you're kind of engaged with Coalmouth. Do you kind of roll away, or do you roll like forward, like towards Coalmouth? You won't provoke an opportunity attack if you roll away. I'm trying to get my bearings of how you want to do this.
I'm probably rolling closer to Coalmouth, I would think, to maybe try to put an obstacle between myself and the demon engine, I guess.
Yeah.
If it's angled that way, I don't know, but I mean, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you're not I was basically giving you a free disengage if you wanted it, but that's fine.
Yeah,
so you still
staying in there.
Yeah, you stay in there as you kind of roll in, and you feel the heat, the blistering heat. Some of your fur's probably a little singed by it as well, but you are rapidly regenerating. So there is that.
Mm-hmm.
However, that's all the demon engine can do. The sorcerer is chanting. He's still chanting. He's coming to a crescendo. And you see something in the large pyre. Bragadine, you're the only one who's not really... You're kind of in the face of this sorcerer. You see something in this large pyre. It almost looks like a straight line being held in place, almost like a bolt of lightning, like a carve in reality is rending in the middle of this pyre, and it's beginning to widen. And that's all you get from that. However, Coalmouth is going to try to kill Marius Wolf now with all of his abilities. Let's see if... God damn it! His unfortunately his rocket launcher doesn't reload.
Oh, thanks. Good.
However, his cannon does, as another round slams into place. He's going to try to put it to your chin and kill you. So you can, you can block or dodge on this because you're in melee. So go ahead and give me a defense roll.
Try to block.
Okay. Oh shit! I rolled good on this.
I did too, bro. Rolled a 60 out of.
God damn it!
23 is crit. My pick, you know.
Oh god damn it! I rolled 10. Or no, excuse me, an 11. Sorry. But
a crit as well.
But the how many success levels is it for you? Because I think you still have more success levels.
6 success. 6. Yeah.
Yes, because you guys are a similar size, he doesn't get the extra bonuses. So you technically have more success levels. So unfortunately, I don't kill you with this.
It just misses.
It misses. Yeah, it misses.
Okay.
Easily misses. You kind of bash it to the side and it discharges into nothingness.
Does it kill some random drawers running around? You know?
It probably kills somebody somewhere. Probably a little bit of both. A couple dwarves, couple elves.
All right.
He is going to try to kill you with his hammer now. So defend against that.
Okay. I'm gonna reroll. I rolled pretty poorly. Oh, that's a little bit better. It's 38 out of 123.
38. Damn it. It misses, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
As you bring up the pick and then catch the haft of the hammer. And you feel
the part of his hand?
It's like part of the armor. It's like it's almost like, like Iron Man. It's just kind of sliced out there. Yeah.
Okay.
And he brings it down and you catch it on your own warhammer and kind of parry it aside. The servos of gears. And he's like, oh. This won't be enough to stop him. I'll kill you all.
Oh, shit.
And the green gem on his head begins to glow even brighter. And Bragadine, you would see the sorcerer that is chanting. Suddenly his eyes go really wide and his feet leave the ground And and then suddenly the rift in reality, the portal that is being opened, begins to open even further. And as it does, the sorcerer piece of his body begin to crush inwards, like a Coke can, as his legs and his arms begin to kind of fold inwards as this thing is opening. And the blood and ash coming from the sorcerer is being sucked into the portal. And as it finally finishes, there is a rift in reality in the center of this pyre. And a large magma-like hand pushes through. And then another, but this one a little bit smaller, reaches out towards the edges. And then a giant head pulls through. Ah! I've come for you. As Malefax pulls himself through the rift, we are going to take our first break.